between the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. Here's Will Lutz ready to get this one started. And off we go on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Ready. Blue check. Set.
Now Patterson to start the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going? Crashed down inside and tackled him for a loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. This one left side caught by Patterson. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Well, there you go, Charles, the first completed pass of his young career.
And we expect it not to be his last. Very good to get the first one out of the way, though, as he begins his career.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Another completion right back to Patterson. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. On 4th down, Bradley Pinion on to punt for the Falcons. Deontay Hardy deep for New Orleans. This is taken around the 12. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there, 2nd down. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. There's Kamara trying to run for it. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1. Blake Gillikin on the punt now on 4th down. Cordero Patterson deep for Atlanta. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams trying to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate. That is one heck of a catch right there. Got his eye on it the whole way. and able to make the grab one-handed. Very nicely done, and for a nice chunk of yardage, too.
They'll run with Patterson. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. Here's Hardy set to return. All told, a 54-yard punt, 13 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy? Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
There's Chris Olave. They find some open field here. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Winston to give. It's Kamara. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 51 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. A first down throw for Winston. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Falcons are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, your first drive of the first quarter, you get it down there, try to fire it in the end zone, and big-time deflation on that play.
No doubt about it. They're moving and grooving and getting into position, and this is not the ending that they saw on this drive, is it? They had things going their way.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They're going to start the drive here on the ground with Patterson. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complementary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
No score after one on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Now he's going to throw deep right side. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. It's a gain of 35.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Zach Bourne from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. A nice throw right there, and these fans getting their first look at their QB1 of the future. I'd imagine it's got to be a big plus for him to get his first start here in front of that home crowd.
I know there's a school of thought about getting your first start away from home so you don't have the extra pressure of that crowd behind you. But I say ride the wave, embrace it. Go ahead and play to that level, and I think it's going to benefit him in the long run.
Koo knocks this one through the post, and the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, it's still in the first half here. A long way to go. 23 yards the pickup there.
The receiver factor at Ohio State turned out an NFL-ready deep threat this year in Olave, who New Orleans jumped up to get at number 11. The Saints learned last year they need another defense breaker in their receiver room to allow a little bit of space to throw underneath. Sub 4.4 speed in the history of turning deep routes into touchdowns made Chris Olave their guy, and he gets them the first down.
Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
A first red zone opportunity the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Winston. They'll get this out to Kamara. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Winston to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Oh, they were so close. That close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer, but he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. To the air again with Winston. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. Michael Thomas from 13 yards out. And the Saints have taken the lead. Lutz with the extra point. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll set up to throw. This pass is caught by London. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score.
Come on, 7, 6, 7. Hut, go.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary, all of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
And this one complete to Will Fuller. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the first down. On now to punt. Here's Bradley Pinion. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. We'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
Winston's throw there into the hands of Ross. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Winston. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Chris Olave with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Saints will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Lutz good on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. From out of his end zone, it's Avery Williams. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Drill, 52. Ready.
Now back to throw. He's going to air one out. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, their first two drives only yielded 3 points. They might be thinking it's time to make something happen. Push the ball downfield and try and gain some points that way. Unfortunately, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. But Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now, a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them, too.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And some room to work. Shoves him aside. Trying to tiptoe the pylon, but they're going to say he stepped out at the 1-yard line. 137 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the season opener. So you got the lead here in the second half. Obviously, you love big runs like that at any time. Here you really like it.
And how about the confidence that's being exhibited by that offense now? They don't care what you're lining up doing on the defense.
And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara punching it in from a yard away. And the Saints are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Lutz with the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Beginning on the ground with Patterson. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Ritter and London team up there. First down, Atlanta.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game has his team run the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day one.
Back to throw again. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's third down.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Again, he'll drop to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
Well, it certainly felt like he was going to challenge this defense no matter what, and he stepped up and tried to throw it to the outermost edge of the zone coverage, and they were more than ready for it. The problem now is if they are limited in what they're doing throwing the football, they got to figure out how to move it without being able to throw it to the outside and throw it downfield.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Called out a very strong gain of 24. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Winston throwing mid. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And the Falcons grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, number 1 on the list of things not to do when you're up 3 scores in the third. That right there, give the football away.
I love when you speak like that. You know how doctors talk about taking the Hippocratic oath, first do no harm? You just did the football-cratic one right there. Don't give the ball away when you have a lead that you can lock this game down with.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. A first down there on a pickup of 25. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. He'll keep it himself, and he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. He'll look to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Here's Winston completing a quick throw out wide. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. open man. It's Olave. And he is going to have a Saints first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
Here's Kamara out of the pistol. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
This offense on 3rd down today, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Winston to the sideline here on 4th down, and Will Lutz gets set for a New Orleans field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3, and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
Come on, set.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That'll be caught downfield by Bird. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
On 2nd down, a run with Patterson. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That 2nd down play nets a -4. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. They'll set up a throw. And that's caught inside the 30. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 1st and 10, it's Patterson. It was Cameron Jordan who came in and got him.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Let's go.
2nd and 13. Zacchaeus here hauling it in. And they're going to be set up now with a ball at the 13-yard line. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. And he'll complete it. And oh, he coughed it up. And this is picked up by the Saints. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And they'll indeed take a knee. And they'll take a knee as the clock runs under a minute to play. And they will take a knee here. This was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for the Saints, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Tampa.
This is the Abilities tab. Here you can